Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the last game of our 843 MPT tournament. Finally, everybody has arrived in the reload, and we're about to launch into the game. This is gonna be awesome. I can't even begin to describe how fun this map looks. Luckily, I don't have to, because we can just launch into the game as we speak, and you can see for yourselves how cool this is going to be. There you guys go. Welcome back, everybody. This is the actual last day and game of the tournament. So I want to see everything out of these players. We have got a great array of guys who are going to bring us this last battle. And it can only be absolute fire as far as I'm concerned. Because look at this, we've got so many players and civs that we maybe didn't expect to see at this point of the tournament. Of course, the overall victory of the tournament is already decided. Team Antiquity winning first place, but Team Halu with a 1-point lead in front of Team Cheeze right now. This could still change, of course, so that is still subject to major contest by these two teams. And then again, of course, we're just hoping to see a great MPT experience in general. Lots of, more middle tier players here compared to the previous and especially to the earliest games of the tournament. Oh yeah. Yep, everybody did a good job with their settlers, just fortifying them on their volcanoes. And we're getting into the game. As you guys can see, everybody now finally with their cities planted as well. I'll try to get my missing spies out. Greece, the only ones that I couldn't land it on earlier. But that should be all fine. And for the first time in this tournament, all the teams have actually spawned next to each other. How cool is that? You can see the team. Also, very fortunately for us, the numbers are very easy to follow for the players in this one. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7 forming a team each. This is going to be great and easy to understand. We've got one team. Or did I get the teams wrong? Oh, I got the teams wrong. My apologies. Everybody's not right next to each other. I got the wrong impression initially. Team Halu is actually spread out on the opposite ends of the map. Just the other two teams are right next to each other. You can see Team Cheeze with Battleship and Mac right next to each other there. Not so great land for the Zulu here and Mac, but pretty awesome stuff for Battleship. He's going to be loving this. Remember, he's played one game in this tournament so far, was also Iroquois back then, and also had really nice land. Maybe this time around he's not going to get ganged up on by Kismic and Anti, and thus gonna be able to play a bit of a cleaner and easier game. The other team that's more next to each other is down here, Team Antiquity, with Subradain-Spirts playing for them this time around. You can see them, Rome. Oh, I'm just noticing I've got the wrong names on. I've got Old Prospector cancelled in there. What it's Subradain. Complicated name. But yeah, my apologies for that. We've got Subradain and Spirts, not Old Prospector, featuring in this game. I've got that wrong in the preview sheet as well, so sorry for the confusion there. All right. It's going to be an interesting watch for sure, though, since we've got so many players of different levels and such weird civilizations as well. And the last team that I haven't gone over is, of course, Readbob-ByzFire on the opposite ends there. You've got Greece with fine land, I guess, but I'm not sure what his objective is going to be this game, since he's, you know, Greece. And we've got Entremont for the Celts down here, which is really nice capital. Overall, I'd say fine land, lacking a bit of bonus grassland type stuff, but other than that, should feel pretty good about what he's got. So overall, I think I really like this map. It is pretty wide and stuff, but everybody has clear opponents and teammates to interact with. So that is nice about this one. Interesting. I wonder what the overall game plan for the teams is going to be, though. Maybe this is a good time to try and get my spy out on the Greeks again. Yes, apparently it was. Alright, so we're getting intel on everybody now. Good to see. As you can see, double scouts again from the Zulu. I like that. I've mentioned this before in the tournament, but especially, on maps that are close to actual MPT maps, the early scouting can be very helpful. And we'll see what he'll do with that intel that he's getting. He's already made contact with his teammate in the west, but he's also spotted the Greeks apparently. And yeah, there he goes. Now has vision of that border. And we'll see what he's decided to do about that. Of course, Zulu, with a bit of an awkward start here, you can see they're kind of lacking in, well, regular tiles. He's got the floodplains, which are nice, and some forests, but he'll need to get those irrigations out before he can really work those forests. So that's kind of his concern for now. Not ideal land by any means. At least this is OB MPT, so you can get 2 food for irrigating those deserts, and he should be fine with that in mind. Rome, pretty interesting build here for Subradain. As you can see, he mined that bonus grassland, didn't road it though, decided to road the road south, potentially looking for one of these hill plants is how I would interpret that. And maybe looking to hook that iron early, already roading in that direction. Remember, he knows that his iron has to be here because he chose one of the iron starting locations, and this is the only tile in his capital radius that can even feature iron theoretically. So that's some good read there if that is what he's thinking. For the Celts it's not, oh well, no, actually for the Celts it's just as easy. Oh, so only this tile could have iron on it, so he also knows exactly where it is. Although I think he spawned somewhere like here. Yeah, it doesn't change things though. For the Iroquois, it looks like they walked. If we look at this, I think they might have spawned here, because that horse. No, they must have spawned on the bonus grassland. Otherwise, I don't think they would have walked. So horse is a little bit farther away than they would, would have hoped, I suppose. But should still be fine. Nobody really gonna bother them. I don't think the Celts not gonna get involved that early on. So that's kind of the map we're looking at. This is the only map of this tournament where we have this classic square, rectangular type shape team setup with 2 players in rows next to each other. And the team distribution makes it quite interesting. I wonder how Readbob and Biz are going to be able to deal with the fact that the other teams are so much closer together and can thus coordinate plays that much more easily. Especially for the Celts, I think they would love to have some better land, more space, or just the protection of a teammate early on, because it doesn't look like they're in the greatest of spots, if I might say so. Alright, so let's try and see if we can get a sense of how this might turn out, especially early on. Is there any place that we can see? I mean, Zulu in the middle of the map, I expect Mac to just get imps in every direction. Some on Greece, maybe some on Rome, that would be ideal. We'll see. He doesn't have any intel on the southern hemisphere yet, so we'll see if he actually decides to go and check with these imps. For the other teams, Egypt, again, Egypt is not yet figured out in this tournament. They've been picked very often, but they haven't been able to accomplish a whole lot so far. I wonder if they're going to go for the classic MPT 2 or 3 city chariot spam, or if they're actually going to grow a bit larger, get that golden age a little bit later than in regular MPT, and then try for the massive stack and a later kill. we'll see about that. So I'm not sure. However, if you know that you're directly opposite Greece and Rome for that matter, you might not actually want to go for the super early kill attempt, because all three enemies that, oh no, never mind, Rome is his teammate. Again, I'm making myself look like a fool, but Zulu and Greece as the only nearby enemies makes it very unattractive to go for an early kill, because these are not the civs you typically see die very easily in MPT. Out comes the settler there from Rome. Standard play with 2 warriors on top even. It's going to pop that hot with the settler too, so that guarantees no barbs being popped. And he's loving what he's got, I guess. Wonder what these huts hold for him. Pretty decent land though again. Look at this. Bunch of bonus grasslands. Guess he can use that mine for his second city now. Or that one. Bit awkward, that city doesn't have the best of tiles in it right now, but further secures the iron, I guess. Celts, meanwhile, no second city at size 4 there in Entremont. And he's got really nice land for his capital, but beyond that it's getting a bit tricky for Mac, I think. So, honestly, in the early game, after analyzing this entire map, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of action. The Egyptians aren't incentivized to go for anything early. Zulu will just send out their imp, but if that doesn't lead to any kills, I don't think we're going to see any early ones. So, in the mid-game, what are we expecting here? Which are the plays that teams might coordinate? Well, first of all, the teams that are neighboring each other, or the teams that have spawned close to their teammate, they'll have an easier time coordinating for kills. Rome and Egypt might get some legions and war chariots over there to Zulu. Problem is you typically don't want to capture a city that's in the middle of the map. So it might be a better idea to look for a kill onto somebody else, but really only Zulu is the enemy that you can coordinate easily to make a play on. You could also go for boating plays if you're them, because they already have a coastal city here. They are the only team that have a coastal city for the time being. So maybe Rome with some galleys onto Greece could be a play, but you just never really love to go for Greece, do you? That's the issue there. So maybe them onto Zulu is the real only option. We'll see if they end up going for that. Otherwise, what do we got? Well, the other team that spawned together is Iroquois and Zulu, and they're a bit more flexible in who they're going for. Well, I could see them going for the Celts. Zulu just spamming a million impies over, and then the Iroquois with their upgraded stack. Maybe that could be enough to make something happen there against Readbob. Could see that happening. And for Greece and Celts, it'll be super difficult to work something out together. I mean, you've got Gallic, so you can walk a while. Maybe the Zulu. I guess the ideal scenario would be meeting up at the Zulu, having the Celts take them out, but having Byzantine fire taking the last hit. Because with the Greeks, if you get a few hoplites behind a walled city that you captured, I think you should be fine. So that would be their ideal scenario. Another option would be getting a boat out for the Celts, boating over to Egypt and taking out Egypt. That would be the best option. The only problem is I don't think he's going to be getting a coastal city this game. It's just a little bit too far out there for Readbob, and he's really opening himself up to a mounted warrior or legion attack if he does that. Alright, a lot of chatting going on that I've been ignoring since I've been kind of just narrating my thoughts, so apologize if I missed anything significant there. We've got the first capital on fire, and it's on its battleship. Always interesting to see. Interesting. I guess I'll make a poll and ask people what they think. Whose cap will burn first? Give me a second while I set this up. There we go. Should be able to be done now. Again, remember that if I'm talking to you guys, you hear me 10 minutes after I say the words. So by the time you hear me talking about making that poll, the 10-minute window for casting your vote will just have elapsed. Sorry about that, but that's just how stream delay works. Interesting. Egypt out with that second city. Horses not hooked yet though, so it looks like they're going for at least a little bit of a slower approach. Still size for the Celts. You can see with this land and the agri bonus, it's really a dream start there. You could pump out a million cities with that. The only issue is that the cities that you could pump out aren't really all that great. So I'm not sure that's actually all that good. We see Byzantine-Fire with his classic gameplay so far. He's just on one city, spamming a ton of warriors, still not making that second settler. So far I thought that was just because he always spawned in the middle of the map. But last night we saw him actually play with the Aztecs and make a few more cities. Ended up backfiring there. Not necessarily due to his own weakness, but his teammate and then him got taken out. So maybe it's just back to comfort for him and stick into one city for a prolonged period of time. Wonder what he's doing with that. He's asking for gold already. Interesting. He's got a lot of units, I imagine, so the unit support's gotta be a bit taxing. 6 warriors though, so it's not that bad, but if he wants to be attacking at the same time, that's going to be difficult, of course. He also spawned on horses, as you can see. He chose one of the horse starts, since his teammate, of course, would have wanted some iron there as the Celts. So I wonder if we'll see a horseman play at all from the Greeks here. Settler now finally out. Decent second city on the border expand. Some bonus grasslands become accessible. And he's not planting coastal yet, which is unfortunate, but you know, maybe he's got a different play in mind. I'm just thinking, if you spawn that far away from your teammate, maybe some boats would be a good idea, because that's one way that you can access the other side of the map. As you can see right here, you can boat around the x-axis quite freely here in the center of the map. So that shouldn't be a worry for anybody. Look at this, that's just Zulu gameplay here. Don't even bother with roads. He's got 3 irrigations up before he even started to make the first road. Completes it now, so he's a bit safer there. But with the imp, you can allow yourself to plant these types of unroaded cities, at least for some time. You know, you don't wanna leave that unroaded for the entire game. But what he just did there is completely fine and viable in regular MPT as well, in case you were wondering. That road I don't quite understand. By Spirts across the river doesn't really do anything for him unless he wants to farm commerce, which he's got pretty commerce-rich land. Maybe he's going for a tech-intensive build. But yeah, not the greatest fan of that road. Maybe he wants to plant a city somewhere over here or in that area. Anyways, some mines would not hurt him. He's got 2 workers. He's industrious. He could get those bonus grassland mined really quick if he doesn't plan on taking a golden age soon, which I don't think he would be. And just look at that comparison. We've got Greece with 3 and 1 population in their cities, whereas the Celts have 5 and 2, and they even walked at the start of the game. Let's see if the Celts actually ended up going for a granary and cap. They must have, surely, right? Yeah, alright, they've got the granary, so that also explains that food advantage. But I just pointing out how massive that agricultural bonus is. Some combat went on there with apparently already between teams. I just kind of talked over so far, as it would seem. But not much meaningful trading going on there, I don't think. I haven't seen any golden ages taken at the very least, so that's the most important part. It's me, isn't it? Oh, alright, we're back. I was just checking if my Steam disconnected or anything, but luckily we're staying afloat, apparently. Alright, that chop on the game is interesting. I wouldn't do that this early, typically, but it looks like he wants to irrigate that. It's the only reason I could think of chopping that. Oh, poor Byzantine. Looks like he lost the philosophy race. I didn't take it away from him, luckily. But, he just said he's about to play normally then. Would have loved to see another Byzantine Fire masterpiece. But unfortunately, didn't get the tech he needed, I suppose. Entremont also on fire. Again, second capital burning here. Not a huge fan. That's what sometimes happens when you grow your cities too big, especially early on. You don't always remember to keep track of that happiness slider. Did he cancel the job? He cancelled it. Interesting. Wow, and he now walks the worker back into his cap. I was just gonna say, maybe the disorder messed up his build here. That would be absolutely infuriating if that happened. Just because of the disorder. If he were to miss out on the whatever he wanted to chop there. But then again, what would he even chop in cap? He's already got barracks and temple and granary, so I'm not sure what his idea was. The Iroquois Celts fighting there looks like good rolls for Battleship, gets the promotion out of it as well. Keeping enemy vision away from his land, always good idea. Third city out now, all on freshwater, forests to access too, some bonus grasslands. He's really loving his start, I'm pretty sure. And growing further toward his teammate would also not hurt, of course. Especially if one of them dies, it would be that much easier for the other one to recapture. And Subra, I guess, he's saying he's almost there. I guess, oh yeah, getting contact over there with Egypt. Very funny that they kind of walk past each other, I guess. Seems like they didn't get contact before now, but apparently doesn't play a huge role for them anyways. There we go. I wonder just who would have tagged philosophy. I mean, the Iroquois could do it, I guess. I think they have a pretty good start for attacking philosophy, but I just didn't think that it would be... I didn't think teams were actually going for philosophy in this tournament, because many of them had skipped out on map making, as far as I remember. Looks like the Celts are gonna plant on this luxury here. Interesting. It's a good idea to hook that, and it takes ages to road or chop it down. But it's not on freshwaters. This city here would have been way cooler if you could have gotten it. But of course, without a road going there, I doubt he would plant so far away. As Subradain, I guess, are trying to figure out where the Zulu are at. They have no expansionist civs on their team. Neither do Biz and Readbob. So it's a stark contrast between everybody's sense of the map so far. Whereas Battleship and Mac have a clear idea of where everybody is and how the map is laid out. The other two teams probably haven't spotted that many enemies just yet, especially Spirts and Subradain, because they weren't really incentivized to go out on the map just yet. Looks like they are gonna find the Greeks sooner rather than later, though, and they now also have contact with each other. Wow, that's 4 cities already for the Celts. Across river too. They don't seem to be too worried here for now. They go for the safer plant, at least on the dice there. It's also going to help with the disorder they had earlier. Alright, I didn't quite see where Rome and Zulu were fighting, but maybe that scout was trying to be captured, or maybe he did get a scout. I'm getting a little bit confused with the colors, I have to admit. I thought yellow was Zulu, but of course it's black, as we can see. And Mac is starting to get over there onto Byzantine, who doesn't have any hoplites just yet. I guess doesn't want to run the risk of getting Golden Age. But if he doesn't want to do that, then he should make sure to have enough warriors on all the roads and cities. Because otherwise he could face the same fate Sudi did yesterday, which he was very much unhappy with, if I may remind you. Conscript warrior over there for the Battleship, also doing a good job scouting with that. And we see the first upgrade here is actually the legions for Subradain. He really made it a priority to road that iron, and I guess wants to get that out for a early Golden Age. 3 cities is pretty solid if he were to choose that. I don't think that would be a terrible idea. Only issue I have with that is I don't even think they have any enemies scouted yet. I don't think they have a plan yet, so maybe you should first try and see who you could even attack with that before going for your actual play. Hoplite now down in Syracuse, that's the first veteran hoplite. So from this moment onward, Byzantine could theoretically be Golden Aged by an enemy, but it's also a huge deterrent against any serious attacks. to just see a hoplite on top of the city. Nobody wants to hit into that. And Spirts now with his coastal city, I really do like that. They're still the only team with coastal cities, although that is going to change in very short amount of time. There we go. Thanks for that coordination. Roman Greeks are at war. I'm not sure where that was. Oh, it was down here, of course, where Byzantine saw the upgrade from the Legion and maybe tried to get rid of his warrior otherwise. Oh no, he actually did just end up giving him that Golden Age. Fair enough. So that's the first player entering his GA. It's Rome, down here in the south. And with 3 cities, all these unmined bonus grasslands, he's not going to be mad at that. I just wonder if he has an idea yet how he wants to play this out. I don't think he knows where the Celts are just yet. And that would be a good target to attack, since they don't have a teammate nearby. But of course, without vision, it's tough to make those plans, right? 5 cities for the Iroquois, mostly on fresh water, at least, and a coastal one as well, just to hook those horses, I assume. I do like that. Can't lie. That is a pretty good layout for him. Again, he also plans more across the rivers than I would have expected him to do in the early game. But it doesn't look like either of the 2 aggressives here in the west are intent on harassing each other too much early on. So that should be just fine for both of them. People not loving the Zulu land here, I guess, in chat. That is pretty funny. Interesting. Subradain giving us the sneak peek into what the strategy talk was between their team. Looks like Anti briefed them a little bit, giving them some advice. Second hoplite out for the Greeks. And I don't know. I can't remember a single instance of me attacking a city with a hoplite on top of it. It just feels so disencouraging. It's incredible. So I wonder if Biz is gonna get attacked at all this game. He's got pretty decent land though, and maybe he can at least score a whole lot. Still not sure about what his actual game plan is though. He's still making very few cities, especially since he's Greece. He could afford to make a lot more than he's currently building, it seems. Celts on 4 cities though, so they're kind of making up for that lack of cities by Greece. Entremont size 7 again even. It's a nice city, and again you could pump out settlers all day out of that, but it's a good idea, I think, to not overexpand. Not only for safety reasons, but also because your land just isn't that awesome beyond the first 1 or 2 cities that he has. It's tough to say who is really favored by this early game so far, I think. Ooh. Looks like MJ actually subbed to the channel with a Prime Gaming Twitch sub. That's very, very generous. I'll take that to the bank. Actually, I won't, because Twitch isn't paying out subscriber money until you have amassed a certain sum. So for me, I need $100 of subs or donations or whatever before they, not donations, just subs, I think, before they pay out anything. And that's going to take a while, but I still appreciate you contributing to that. I hope you like the emotes, especially the cheese one. War chariots now, I saw. There was a war chariot in there, Warren. Huh? Am I crazy? Wasn't that just a war chariot on top of Thebes? I guess I'm tripping. No, he has one. Or maybe it was a regular. I guess it must have been a regular, but okay. I'm wondering why Spirts doesn't have any barracks yet. Typically people get that earlier. Upgrade haven't come through from Readbob. Makes me think he's also looking for his Golden Age. Maybe on that conscript warriors is one option he has. I think that's what he might be looking for right here. Horse hook next turn by the Iroquois, it looks like. And so far nobody has really gotten up an impressive mounted warrior stack in this tournament. Let's see if Battleship can be the first one to really make that a reality. Lots of legions out already. You can see that Golden Age is really paying off for Rome. And he's now spotted the Celts, if not before. So he just looks like he'll be getting on over there, and that'll be no pleasure for Readbob to deal with. I certainly hope that Subradain will mix a few archers in there. Archers under legions are just the absolute death blow to whoever's looking to kill them, because that just becomes ridiculous amounts of defense at that point. We see Greece are still, I think, not in their golden age. They're even protecting their hoplites with a ring of warriors, so you can't even force them into golden age. Smart. Looks like they're going to give that golden age over by attacking into him. That is... Oh, okay, they got lucky there. I don't think that's the most efficient play. Attacking into the warrior would have been the more high percentage chance, I think. However, maybe the movement points or something were kind of short on that. I'm not sure. Either way, they got that golden age, so they'll be happy with that. 2 players on 3 city golden ages can make a lot of damage early on. I'm just not sure they're going to be able to access anybody. It's not really, they don't really have that close neighbors. So I wonder if those golden ages are actually going to be enough to get kills. We'll see. Another city on fire, not a capital though, but always just like to point that out. Byzantine Fire definitely the highest elo player in this game by quite a margin, so him being on the most passive civilization is kind of an underwhelming prospect for the viewers, but we'll see if he's got something spicy in store. He said earlier he was trying to go for Philo and for Republic or whatever, maybe for Monarchy, probably for Monarchy. So I guess maybe that would have been cool if he did that, but so I don't see him really going for massive offensive plays. Subradain giving those looks out again. I wonder how they'll be coordinating all that, and if they're actually going to be able to attack somebody together. Gathering some legions there on the border, but of course it's all within vision of Readbob, so he's not getting surprised by this at all. He's even sending some Gallics out to counter this offensive. And Gallics are more mobile than the legions, and that's their big edge over the Roman counterparts. So if I'm Subradain, I'm definitely forced to keep lots of legions at home to guard all my tiles and cities. Maybe I could have tried to be a bit sneakier with those legions going in, but you know what? Just having a few on Readbob there might already be enough to pressure him, keep him honest, deter him from launching major attacks onto you. Not sure. Team Anti talking about getting map king, since both of them are coastal. I think galleys are a good idea in the long run here. They should have the golds to get that. I already said they both have pretty good commerce in their lands, and they have the golden ages early, so gold shouldn't be that big of an issue, unless of course they're funneling everything into warrior upgrades, which they very well could do, of course. With swordsman upgrades, it's always, you're basically never limited by warriors, typically only limited by the amount of gold you're able to funnel in there. So who knows how that's gonna shake out for them, if they're actually able to invest a lot in tech, or if they're going for that big stack. Still moving forward with those legions, not deterred by the sight of all those Gallics that are starting to come on over. I'm apparently chopping something for Rome currently. Wonder what that would be. Maybe going for a late granary, or I don't know what else you would be chopping. I guess we'll have to just see and wait. Another settler out towards the south. Thought he would maybe plant on that hill all the way down here, but seems to be going towards that legion in the river delta. Well, not the delta. Delta would have been down here. Either way, he's still expanding in his golden age there, and hopefully gonna keep his score relevant too, because scoring has really been the matter of the tournament so far. Hoplites now coming out of this city. Okay, okay. Byzantine is definitely not using the brakes this game. Looks like he might lose his worker here though if he's not careful. Needs to get that hoplite on over, I feel. There he goes. He's not quite in range for it yet, apparently, but gotta make sure to not to give up that worker. It would be unfortunate. He's looking to go for a warrior upgrade himself. Only issue is his teammate is the most gold demanding civ in the entire game, so I don't think they're gonna be floating a lot of gold, so to speak. Biz built Iron City to me. That's a good description of what went on there. That is an aggressive city planned by ByzFire. So I don't see quite a clear game plan for Team Antiquity here. They've got their builds down and everything. I like their builds, but it doesn't look like they've got a lot of strategy figured out as to who they want to go for. Let's see if Mac goes for that worker. Actually, that would set back Byzantine, but now as the road completes, I don't think it's worth it anymore. Oh, look at this from Battleship. Look at this. He mistacked. He tacked into horseback riding. Maybe the tournament atmosphere making him play a little bit differently here, making him think about many different things. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a bit of pressure there. He ended up missing the right time to stop that production. Golden Age for Maclunkey. He must have killed a warrior there from Greece or something. But Greece getting their own Golden Age off of this. Apparently the MP survived on low HP or something. Both are going to be very happy with that. 4 city Golden Ages for both parties. With these deserts, the Golden Age is actually really good for the Zulu. But lots of plains, so for Greece it's also going to be quite beneficial. Gonna turn up the level of their land by a couple of degrees. Masonry next turn for Mac. Wonder what he's going for with Masonry. What do you need Masonry for? Walls, I guess. Stretched thin but has some hops, obviously. That's how you play with Greece, yeah. Or with Babylon or with Sumeria. You want to plan cities as many as possible, as far apart as possible, and then just protect all that with your UUs. You don't need a whole lot of them is the point. Well, with Sumeria, you can get a whole lot of them. And that is the point. But you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, it's just classic Greece there. You never want to attack them, even if they go for such risky plays, as Biz is doing here. You can see in the scoring department, though, the West is clearly getting huge value out of their agricultural trades already. Celts and Iroquois both sitting at 100 score. Rome a little bit behind, but not that far. I wonder why he's so far up in score. Maybe his earliest golden age is why he has this big scoring lead there. I think that's what it would be. He was the first one to enter GA. That's why he's probably, from all the happiness, very up in score as well. Just letting these guys know who's in which team. And Chariot's now being made for Biz as well. I wonder what the idea is. He's planted a very ambitious Iron City, but he is apparently going for a mix of horses and swordsmen again. And I guess he's just playing. He's just rolling with what's being offered to him right now. Subradain has parked his legions outside of the Celts land, which I find very interesting. He's not moved them last turn, I don't think. And I don't think that's very good. Looks like Iroquois are trying to take their Golden Age right now, but again, we're on the cusp of maybe dropping here. Sad. I didn't get that off. He just got his Golden Age, as you can see. But I guess we're gonna have to re-roll that, because we ended up dropping here. I'm not sure what's causing this. We only had drop issues on kills so far in the tournament. But I guess no other option than just to reload here. Alright. Toilet break announced by Battleship, so maybe this will take a few minutes. Guess I'll use this time to get a prediction going in chat. Prediction. What do we want to predict on? Of course, I can't react to your input, guys. Again, this is 10 minutes delay, so whatever you're typing in chat right now, I won't be able to read until 10 minutes from now in my time. What would be a cool prediction to make here? Something about kills, something about deaths, of course, is the other option. Boating, whatnot. Of course, I can also make a prediction that doesn't necessarily have to have a correct answer. So maybe we just roll with kills or something. Again, I'm only taking this time because we're waiting for people to join the reload. So we're not wasting any time here. We've got to wait anyways. 2 more guys needed in the reload, so yeah, we're getting there slowly. Oh yeah, I've got a good question. Giving you guys 10 minutes to vote here, 15 minutes even, because I'm feeling generous. Over under on kills. That's gonna be what we're voting on. Are we gonna have more than 1.5 kills this game? Or less? Can only be one correct answer here, unless somehow somebody finds a way to kill somebody a half a time. So we'll see about that. $15 minutes for that prediction. So that means if you're listening to this right now and you maybe happen to tap out of the stream, you can go back to my stream right now, go into chat, and cast a prediction with the channel points. I'm not exactly sure how it looks for you, what it looks like for you guys, but you can cast a prediction, voting for which of the 2 options will come true. Will we have more or less than 1.5 kills total in this game? I think what I'll do is I'll actually go onto my second Twitch account. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll go onto my second Twitch account and cast a prediction on that one. Of course, I myself don't have any bonus intel, so it's not like I'm rigging it here. Hey, the first prediction was already cast. Love to see it. Somebody's not joining the reload though. I guess I'll... Who is it? Who is it? It's red. No. Huh? I can't figure it out. It's too difficult. Oh, it looks like somebody didn't get it. Oh, no. No, mind. They all got in, but somebody's still missing here. I wonder who's missing, and I wonder why I can't figure it out. Subradain is here, Spirts is here, Biz is here, Readbob is here, Mac is here, Battleship is here. No, one of them can't be here. Oh, Battleship isn't here. He was in, though. He was the very first one in, so I wonder why he's not in anymore. Well, guess we gotta wait for him to finish his toilet break. Any battleships? Any Mr. Battleships? Toilet break seems a bit extensive for my liking. While we're waiting for a battleship to come back for the reload, I'll try to get a prediction out on my second Twitch account. Hey, there we go. I can actually do it. Battleship's still not here though, apologies. I wonder where he is. Still not online. Oh, come on. What is this? What is this? Why is this reload taking forever? Oh, I can't believe this. What's going on here? Oh, there he is. Battleship finally came online again. There he goes. Took him some sweet time, but let's see if he can get in at least. Didn't I invite him? Could have sworn I did. There I go again. Hopefully he gets in. Took long enough to assemble everybody in this reload here, but maybe he's not getting in. Why is he not getting in? Oh, come on. Okay, he got in. God bless. Everybody, and now I hope Spurts is here. Alright, there we go. We're launching again. Sorry for that extensive break. People taking quite some time to get into the reload. Gotta say. But I don't want to complain now. It's the last game of the tourney. We're gonna have great fun. Even if the reloads take a while. Alright. Did we miss anything? 4th city planet for Egypt and for Rome now. Both of them on 4 city GAs now. We just, if you guys forgot, we just saw Zulu and Greece also enter 4 city GAs 1 or 2 turns ago. And Battleship tried to take his golden age here from the Zulu. He got it before the reload, but of course, never know how it shakes out afterwards. There we go. A golden age taken by the Iroquois. And another city plan. That's 5 cities. It's not even sure you need that many cities. Sorry, 6 cities. Not even sure you need that many, but fine. Rome wasn't able to get onto that mountain in Celts land, as Antiquity suggested. And a coastal city for Celts that is very far apart. That's just, look at this. I'm not sure you can afford to plan so far apart. With the river running straight through your land as well, maybe some boats from Rome could be beneficial. But the Celts now, they also have some Gallics in the area there that Subradain is going to have to defend, and they might even cut his iron, which would be unfortunate here in the Golden Age. So I'd like to see Subradain move a legion, an archer, a warrior, anything to at least block that hill. Otherwise, maybe could be caught a bit careless. And that's another city? No, it's not. It's just a worker. And a warrior to take care of the barbs. It's gonna say that's we were doing it a bit with the cities there, but of course the Celts not that greedy. Chariot from Greece, as we saw, planting on the iron, but still was some chariot. Let's see. No swordsman upgrades so far at all for Byzantine. And maybe they don't even have ironworking yet. Maybe they don't even know that they planted on the iron, but I don't expect that to be the case. Who knows, though? Let's check. He's got 13 warriors. If any more warriors come out, we can confirm he doesn't even have the tech yet. That would be funny indeed. Alright. As Battleship moves home and now can build mounted warriors in Golden Age. With that accidental tech that he got, I think he'll be quite happy about that. He's also working on hooking those irons, so he too wants to go for some mixed stacks apparently. Good job by Rome taking care of their iron. Very important to hold on to that. And just parking these legions outside of Celts land, I don't like that play personally. I don't think that is best use of your initial legionary upgrades. More hoplites being moved to the front for Byzantine. Wants to secure those roads against Zulu. It's very much imperative to do that and take care of your roads well. As you can see, it takes a lot of units to keep some impies off of your tiles. So that's good that Mac gets them out on the map and forces enemies to play, well, thick at home, one could call it. Iroquois, they're not investing in boats, they rather invest in some warriors covering the coastline. I'm sure that's the most effective way to screen against enemy naval plays, but by all means, if it does the job, if it gets it done, no need to complain. Some Gallics appear to be getting into Rome, though. I would prefer a legion wall. The legions in Antium and Cumae are not necessary, I don't think. You've got the vision from your sentries and from your neighbor, which is your teammate. Why not just make a legionary wall here across your capital? That way you can leave those backline cities almost empty. Of course, not having a road there, it's probably a good idea to keep a unit in there just in case. But I'm just saying, yeah, now he's doing it. He's making sure Celts don't get in there for free at least. And no Golden Age yet for the Celts, I don't think. Maybe he's going to take a roll on some of these Romans here, because I think he definitely want to enter that GA on those 5 cities that he's got right now. Some plains for him as well. The forest furs that are very lucrative in Golden Age could definitely see him go for that soon. But I don't think he's hit into Rome just yet. And that's what I said earlier. Legion on top of Archer is very painful to deal with. Just barely able to deal with those barbs as well. Good news for him. And as Egypt is also, well, starting to get some pressure out with their war chariots, we better hope that Mac isn't all that empty as home, at least not as empty as he looks. He's got some awkward land there, but in his Golden Age, I think it's quite productive the way he's improved it with all these irrigations, all of these tiles, excluding those 2 here on the river, are 2 shield tiles in Golden Age. Don't forget about that. Celts with their Gallics out, but no Golden Age yet, maybe. Should get that soon. Looks like Rome is planning on moving onto that mountain, finally having woken up that Legion stack, and for some reason Readbob yielded that tile. That is surprising to me. Some more gold from Spirts is going to be very helpful for Subradain and getting his last few warriors upgraded, I imagine. Horsemen upgrade done, and Swordsman now for Byzantine fire. So he's getting his units out and can start mass producing those in GA. 8 population capital means he can 1 per turn Swordsman out of Syracuse. Good news for him and his team. Egyptians with lots of warriors at home. Looks like they took care of that impy now and even killed that one off. So that's nice. Subrada saying that Celts aren't all that safe at home, with lots of Gallics having moved out. That might be true. There might be some work that could be done on the Celts, especially with this awkward river setup. I really think Readbob's taking this one a little bit too lightly here, and maybe he'll be punished for it by Rome. It's definitely not one of the civs you can take lightly. They'll make you pay if you underestimate their punching power. Oh, is the prediction over now? Oh, yeah. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Prediction entries have closed, so if you didn't get your vote in before that, Anti had voted for something, though. I think Anti had put 10 points or something on the under there. But, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't do a really good job explaining that prediction thing, but of course I still have a lot of stuff going on here, commentating on what's going on, so guess you'll understand. Still just regular war chariots coming out from Egypt. I'm not sure that is part of the Antiquity guide, to be honest. Rome did manage to secure that mountain in the Celtic north, and now forces those Gallics to slowly but surely return home if they don't want to start giving up their roads. I still would like to see some archers underneath the legionaries. Asking Readbob if he'll need that math, but it's already teched it. That's interesting. Looks like they had enough gold for all those upgrades in the north, all those upgrades of these Galax, and to even tech for mathematics. That is surprising. Maybe he just popped it from a hut as well, though. But you never know. Wall's starting to go up for the Zulu too. Mac is definitely respecting the potential output from Byzantine. And Rome now declaring war on the Celts. Looks like he took something out down there in the south. I didn't see quite what he fought there. I imagine it was just a vision warrior. And now we see Readbob trying to take his golden age. Lost that first combat, but at least able to take that legion very low. I would like to see Subradain move these legions on the mountain now. Oh, he loses one of them. Ah, that's bad news for him. Okay, takes out the other one, gets the promotion. Had he been able to move both of them out of onto the mountain, he could have regenerated that low HP one up again. But alright, he at least gets the trade kill there. It's not that bad. Celts are in Golden Age now, though, so that is big. They're gonna start producing a lot. He's got 2 settlers. Readbob, dude, like, I respect it. This is not meant to be flame, but I'm just saying, you gotta, you gotta make sure you can cover all those. Now with the Golden Age, I guess he's got the production power behind it. Looks Byzantine still has a lot of gold even after upgrading. He's not going to be able to do any more upgrades because I don't think he'll be able to afford to pillage that road to Messana. Although he still has a lot of warriors hanging around, so all those could still be upgraded, I guess. Rome's now also starting to road their backline, which is a reasonable play. Wow, that is a good roll for Subrada. If he got a military grade leader, he does have enough cities to make an army if he got so fortunate, which so far he has not. But with elite legionaries, that is not all that unrealistic. You tend to kill a lot of units with legionaries on offense or defense. Looks like Subrada smelling blood in the water now, but I think he's underestimating that Golden Age he's just given over to Celts. 5 city GA is very potent, especially since Egypt and Rome probably don't have their Golden Age for much longer. Interesting there, we saw Mac momentarily take that road off Byzantine, but he's immediately able to recapture. Looking like he's trying to plant another settler, which he is. Another city coming down there in the south. And he's going to have some score by the end of this game. I'm quite confident he's going to be up there with the aggressives at the end. Who knows? Maclunkey himself not all that sure what his team in the north is supposed to be looking for here. It's just so far Battleship stacking mounted warriors and swordsmen, if I had to guess. Rome not moving forward with those units here. You could argue for trying to take one of these roads, starting to pillage, but he's just keeping them around. At least it's a much better place to have them standing than on this hill in front of their land. So I wouldn't complain about that. More Galax start coming out. That's interesting. He's blocking those tiles even with his Galax. And declares war into Egypt. Maybe this was just this warrior right here, but it didn't quite match with the timing, I didn't think. Either way, still regular war chariots being produced by Spirts. Oh, the mute from Battleship. I did remind everybody, I think, on this reload, so... Oh, Byzantine making sure to tell his teammate. That is, well, at least he reminds him to mute as well, but whenever that happens to me, I don't pass information on to my team that I got from the all chat. I make sure not to write it down either, because, yeah, I don't know. It's just what I think, but this game here is pretty much just for fun and giggles, right? No elo here, no first place in the tournament to be contested anymore, so you're not taking this all too seriously. It's still tournament play though, and it's interesting to see how these guys approach this one. It definitely matters a lot to some of these people here. He's not planting here, is he? Readbob, you're begging for it. You're planting 2 apart across 2 rivers. with one single file road that you're not even protecting. Do you want out that badly? Man, he's absolutely mad. There's no way you're planting that city. Is that a worker? Is that a worker that you just named, Settler, to troll me? At least he's getting some catapult shots off, which in the long run, which will pay off. I'm just saying you can't be doing that, mate. Like, that's not a viable city to plant. He's actually just begging for it. Both in the face of Iroquois and Rome. So, mate, it is not gonna work out for you, I don't think. If it is, he's a real G, though. And what happened here? Looks like Subradain got baited into attacking into Alesia, maybe? He must have attacked with those legions, though, otherwise 2 of them would never have been taken out, I don't think. Don't think Readbob would have attacked into that. So, sorry for missing that, I was just too flabbergasted by this. Readbob must make sure not to lose the pressure now, though. He's gotta make sure to keep the pressure up. And I would really like him to pressure on multiple sides. Maybe even get a galley out, just to scare the Celts, just to make them stretch their units even thinner. This is illegal, mate. There's no way. If Readbob survives until the end of this game, I don't know. If Readbob survives until the end of this game, I'm like, I don't know. Either I'm like donating to a charity of his choice, or like I'm doing a giveaway of some sort to somebody in chat. I don't know. I'll do something, but whatever it is, like this is illegal as fuck. If he can get away with this, I don't know anymore. He's 2 rivers. He doesn't even have the backline roaded yet, and his Iroquois and Rome are his neighbors. Absolute criminal. Absolute. That's ridiculous. 20 turns left for anybody to get onto Readbob. Rome with a double border expand. I guess everybody with a double border expand at this point, I would imagine. Although no, only Rome. So interesting. He must have some culture building in there. Wonder what you would go for. He chopped something earlier, right? He must have chopped for a temple or whatever. Interesting. Salamanca on fire again. I didn't miss that battleship. Don't you worry. Lots of mounted warriors there. Of course, the Golden Age helping out in that production. Let's check the army sizes of everyone. 18 mounted, 8 swordsmen, lots of warriors still for Iroquois. That's a good army. Zulu, tons of MP, 10 swordsmen behind. That's a really good defensive army. Or a very good supplementary army on offense. Greece has few hoplites to defend, just 3 horsemen and a few swordsmen with potential upgrades of a few more warriors. Not that big. What do we have left? We have Celts with 8 Gallics, with just enough to defend his land for now, I would say. 21 war chariots for Egypt, that could do something. And Rome with 22 legions. So, alright, I really think Team Antiquity are by far the most potent military on the map right now, with a honorable mention to Battleship, who also has decent force. And burns. How do people burn their cities 2 turns in a row? That happens to me when I'm playing Modern at 5 AM, which I might do today. I'm kind of feeling like it, honestly. Hit me up if somebody wants to play CIV3 tonight. I might stay up a little bit longer. Although I had a bit of a headache earlier, so maybe I'll actually... We'll see about that. But the point being, unless I'm playing in the very AMs when the sun is starting to come up, my cities don't look like this 2 turns in a row. Quote me on that. Well, we don't know how long Battleship has been up at this point, but it's still true. Another settler out for Rome. I'm not sure you should be planting more cities at this point. Especially, well, I guess towards the east where your teammate is, you're feeling safe, but... doesn't have any roads going that way. Down here on the hills, I would actually prefer in his spot. Iroquois roading down to Celts. It just feels like Readbob's going to be the first one to go down. People in chat 10 minutes ago were also talking about that potential Rome killing Celts, roading up there, maybe forward planting. I agree, that's definitely a play for Subrada, but he's not interested in planting any forward cities. In general, he's not sending a ton forward. He's got 22 legions, but he's very timid actually with his offensive attempts. At least he was able to preserve the elite here. Still holding out for the potential of a... Why are we attacking with spearmen into warriors? Why are we attacking with spearmen into spearmen? Oh, I don't know, I guess he tried to reinforce. Fair enough. I guess that was a funny clip. If somebody wants to clip that, I kinda... Why are we attacking with spearmen into spearmen? Yeah, of course he didn't mean to do that, I'm pretty sure. Still more mounted warriors being gathered there, and he's clearing out the enemy vision. That's why, by the way, he was attacking with spearmen into warriors, just to get that vision. And he didn't want to show his swordsmen and mounted warriors before clearing out said vision. Now, Rome is starting to see the Iroquois advancing here. He's gonna see that road shortly and those mounted warriors, I imagine. So, when Rome sees that, maybe Subrada starts getting motivated himself to start moving in with more towards the Celts. He's called over resistance from the Egyptians. Maybe he's waiting for a few war chariots to arrive. However, Spirts is very much split with his army. Most of it is still at home. He's got a ton moving north though, and some lonely ones going west to assist on the Celts, it looks like. No galleys out is what makes me a little bit sad. Let's do a speed check on any galleys. Only cuirass for the Celts, at least that's something. No, nothing else. Just cuirass for Celts. Nobody else has any boats. On this map, you could so boat people, especially with the crazy overextension that some of these guys have displayed here. Iroquois, so boatable. Celts, Class A, Platinum level, Diamond border, Shiny edition, Hardrada approved seal of boatability for the Celts. Note that down, folks. That's the elite limited edition tier of boatability that I'm approving for this guy. But even some of the others, boats are pretty effective on such a map where everybody's kind of semi-coastal. So, again, disappointed by the lack of naval here. Especially, I was praising Team Antiquities for getting these huge early coastal cities. Veii was the first city he planted. Was a coastal one. No cuirass even, that's a bit underwhelming for me. Alright, Maclunkey, he's also smelling some blood on the water. But of course, Subrada immediately covering up his holes. Looks like he unhooked his iron probably on purpose. I don't think somebody else would have gotten in there. So he's made a few warriors to upgrade a bit more, I assume. Golden Age is now definitely over for Team Anti though. So I wonder, now that they're kind of peaking while others are still Golden Age producing, what's going to go on there. But we see that Battleship moving in the mounted warriors within the vision radius of the Celts. So all the vision skirmishing he did earlier was kind of for naught. He's now going into their vision from both this mountain as well as this one. He doesn't care anymore. He's just gonna move in. And honestly, I don't think Celts are gonna survive this one. Walls come up in Gregovia. That is big. River extends only from the southern side. There's no river from the north. So, is he using this opportunity to attack? No. He's taken it slow. He's starting to get attacked though, apparently, from outside the city. I guess that is what this is. It looks like it. He's taken the road now and the workers on top of it. If he's able to get some pillages off, that would be a good idea. But what's going on here? How many units are there in Gergovia attacking these mounted warriors right now? The road's getting pillaged. Some mounted went down, alright. Looks like some decent trades. There's another one gonna die here, surely. Low HP Gallic, so that was a worthwhile trade for Battleship. And the Celts already in quite a pickle. Who would have thought Gergovia was quite easily isolatable, but he's still alive. So I'm not gonna call it before he's dead, of course. Look, Dunham now. He thought about emptying that, I guess, but moving out the settlers, I guess what he wanted to do. Why are we still making settlers, though? I guess the score race is probably still close. I haven't done the score math at all so far. These players probably have. But still, he's getting more Gallics on over and he's trying to re-access Gergovia. Alright, killing those mounted warriors is really easy, but you're gonna then face the re-attack. Interesting, they're now coordinating that. Subradain knows that there's skirmishing going on. Maybe they could try and retake after these mounted warriors capture a city there. That is certainly a possibility, since they aren't very strong on defense, these mounted. And the Celts, with their 2 defense units, pose a more serious threat on defense. Looks like they're still attacking outside of Gergovia, though, and Battleship now moving into the backline. This surely has to be the kill, no? There's so many cities that could potentially be hit. He's got to hit Lugdunum, doesn't he? Isn't that what he's going for? He's playing this so slow. He's moving the secondary road, and now the attack has got to follow through, doesn't it? Alright, I'm trying to get a few saves in. Looks like we're not crashing. Alright, he's got the size 1 city. Good job, Battleship. Really nicely done. Just enough patience. Just enough end of turn moves. Getting the size 1. Do I have to announce who killed, actually? I'm not sure. I know Swade says you have to do that in Ceton and everything, but I'm not a big fan of that rule. I haven't thought about that in advance, whether or not we should always tell people who killed, actually. It's tough. Should we? I'm really on the fence about it. I mean, it's his teammate who died, right? Biz can just ask his teammate who killed him, theoretically, if he just were to tap out. Now it's interesting, though, because no city was captured. What is Team Antiquity gonna do now to try and get a kill for themselves on the board? I wonder how that's gonna go. The Greeks, they're now all alone. Not as big in score as I had anticipated. And their only real target would be the Zulu, apparently, but we'll see if they actually ever have enough to move out with. Lots of chatting going on. I'm just trying to figure out what these teams are planning, because not everybody has me unmuted. Alright, good idea to assess the scoring situation real quick. Team Halu is out of the running for the scoring victory at this point, I would assume. Rome and Egypt, yeah, they're also way behind Iroquois and Zulu. So if nobody dies anymore, Team Cheeze are going to take the scoring victory here. And with the 1 kill that they just got, that would mean they overtake Team Halu for 2nd place. So Byzantine now has to really step up to the plate here and make some kills happen. Or he needs to bank on Team Cheeze dying, both of them. If both of these guys dies, that would also make it so Team Halu takes 2nd place in the tourney. It's getting close, though. If he's able to get a few kills, maybe he can keep his team in the running there. Remember, it's the last game of the event, and while the number 1 team is Team Antiquity, and they've got the event victory on lock, place 2, 2nd place, rather, is still very much up for grabs. 1 point separating Team Halu and Team Cheeze. Team Halu with that 1 point lead going into this game. Now very much on the back foot after losing that 1 player to Team Cheeze. Warrior stack being built by Subradain. I feel like he's kinda underrating the turn limit. We've got 14 turns left. You've got to upgrade now and move out immediately if you want to have a chance of still reaching somebody. So you really gotta start speeding up the process here. They don't even have that much gold anymore. So maybe not the most efficient planning there for them. Anyways, they have a potent military, as I illustrated before. Iroquois with lots of mounted warriors out now, though, and they are also, just like the Gallics, much more mobile than the legions. So it's difficult for Subradain to really move out without getting punished at home. He can't just move all of his 30 legions or whatever he has out. That's just not feasible. 24. Not all of them are able to be spent on offense. No boats still here for Greece and for anybody really. The only player who had any boats at all just died. Hold on though. That's the saving grace. The Iroquois. They've got that one galley. Where is it? It's going on over to the Zulu. Let's go. Zulu is his teammate. It's going over to the Greeks. The mighty Greeks. There's no chance they die to a boat, so sad, but who else is he gonna go to, I guess, right? Probably doesn't even have enough turns left in the game to get over there to Rome. Could go to Egypt, feasibly, but I'm not sure they've got maps of them even. Although there were some imps over there, so they definitely know that Spurts is in that corner. Now it's getting interesting for our little prediction. Remember, I asked you guys in chat earlier, is it 1.5 kills more? Is it going to be more or less than 1.5 kills in this game? We've seen 1. If we see another kill come through, then the people who voted over, including me, end up winning that prediction. If no more kills start coming in this game, then the people voting under, which included Antiquity, I believe, will win that bet. Mac thinking that Byzantine is preparing an attack onto him. I'm not sure. Byzantine really doesn't have that much military. 17 swordsmen, a few horsemen, some hoplites to defend with, but I'm not sure it's really going for that big an attack. Maybe banking on the possibility of some boats or a recapture somewhere. It's still 12 turns, so he's Iroquois and Egypt fighting. I guess that's just some of these war chariots and mounted warriors trading, and Battleship really getting the better end of these trades, it seems like. That's unfortunate for Spurs. He's not even able to get in there towards the Iroquois. They've got some swordsmen to defend with. Iroquois, yeah, I mean. But if one were able to sneak some two-movers there into his land, he might be getting into some trouble. The only problem is all of the area there around the northwest is covered by sentries for purple, so it's not really an option to sneak up on him. At least not without boats, which still, if you make a boat, invade next turn and load it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, you're not in range. You are in range, however, if the Iroquois plant a city over here. Where is he roading, though? Is that his road? Is he planning to just road north towards the Zulu? Maybe that is their plan right now. And he's right, he is just a little bit right there, a bit late, sorry. It's his first game in this tournament, and that's something I've mentioned before. Until you've played in this tournament, and until you've seen that the 70-turn limit really feels a lot shorter than the 90 turns of regular MPT, you don't really get a feel for it, and it might catch you off guard. It's like that is affecting Subradain a bit as well. Gold will be an issue. Well, that is typically an issue in late game MPT. I don't think people should worry too much about disbanding a few buildings or units for gold. Mac trying to shield himself against Greece, and it's so tough to break through this wall. If you're Byzantine, I don't really see how he would enter Zululand. It's such rough terrain as well. So difficult to fight for these hills and mountains. Spurts seems to have pierced through the hoplite wall there by Byzantine, but I don't think this is going to be too scary for him. He's got a few swordsmen and even a ton of warriors that typically trade very well into war chariots once the war chariots are just standing around in your land. So I don't think Spurts is going to find a lot of, well, vulnerability there from Byzantine, who's starting to clean up, as you can see, on those war chariots. Nice try though, right? You gotta see if you can find any kills here late in the game. Don't want to go out without any while you have so many units left. So attempt is of course good. No boats is a bit underwhelming for me. You've got 2 coastal cities there in Egypt. Could have definitely made some boating plays happen. Second galley out now for the Iroquois. I wonder what they're putting in there. Is it going to be mounted warriors or swordsmen? And where are they going to land? It's got to be on Greece, right? That's the only player you can really reach at this point in the game. And as we see another turn ending, he's really the only one with galleys on the map. Egypt now transitioning their war chariots over there from Greece after losing about half of his stack against Byzantine fire. Now moving on over to Maclunkey, and maybe with the help of Spirts here, Byzantine might be able to get through there into Zulu and his heartland, which is still going to be difficult to traverse, and the 2-move defenders of the MP are going to have a good time walling off the enemy, even if he gets in a bit. But maybe as Rome's also approaching from the south, maybe Mac can be brought down at some point here, as there's still 10 turns left in this game. Interesting. Mounted warriors now also guarding the coast here. Battleship's very much worried about getting boated. I take personal pride in making him so paranoid about that. But this time around it doesn't seem like that is warranted, since the enemies aren't pursuing that avenue. No boats still for Greece. 2 for Iroquois, as we have seen. None for Zulu. None for Egypt. 20 war chariots only at this point. And Rome still with those 24 legions. No boat either. I'm starting to doubt that anybody has got enough tools to kill anymore. Really, 2 or 3 people would have to attack one enemy in order to get a kill. Wonder what the angle is there. Boats from Battleship, yeah. I guess they're gonna try and take out Greece. I mean, with all these mounted warriors in the middle of the map, I guess he's scared of Mac potentially dying and is looking to retake. That is how I would interpret that. He had a lot of them over in the west, and I thought he might just send them at Rome, but both of these guys just kind of stopped sending units towards each other. It looked like Rome was headed out for Iroquois, and Iroquois for Rome, but they just kind of abandoned that way. Zimbabwe is now caught on fire. Everybody gets their turn at burning their caps. Spirts getting a taste of the PD. Looking to see where he can maybe move through. It's rough terrain here. Few mountains in there, forests. It's not made for chariots, that's for sure. Rome and Iroquois now skirmishing. Not sure where that is. Must be again between these legions and mounted warriors. Down here probably. Retreat seems to have come off for Battleship. And the Greeks, their worker army is moving on forward. I think Byzantine has a few catapults. You can see right here, 4 catapults marching on forward. He's losing them to disband, probably, to unit support, sadly. But that could help in getting through these MPs there, potentially. If you start moving them forward sooner rather than later, then maybe there's a chance. But as you can see right there, war chariots really are not units that are easy to use. If you leave them in the enemy land for any extended period of time, they're gonna get shredded through, as you can see right there. Regular warriors trade efficiently into them. Archers absolutely obliterate them, and swordsmen cut them like paper. Or maybe like air, because really no trouble there. Looks like these impies are now starting to get pressured. Looked for a second as though maybe Biz was attacking into them, but I doubt that being the case. And with those war chariots now being largely fended off, my hopes for a double team, triple team up onto Maclunkey seem to dwindle. Battleship with those few mounted warriors from the south, maybe he's going to be able to pressure Rome from 2 sides. Looks like he might move in from the north with his stack up here, and then bring in the mounted warriors from the west. Could try to kind of pincer Subradain that way. Lots of cities still being planted. He wants to make sure that scoring victories on lock, and very much is. So, yeah, no worries there. 4 galleys out at this point. Okay, I feel like you gotta leave now. 4 galleys is decent. 8 units in there. And you're not gonna get that many more out of these size 1 cities. Guess he's maybe been slaving them out. But at this point, better start leaving and try to get over on an enemy. Golden Ages at this point should be expired for everybody. Team Antiquity, absolutely. I don't quite recall when Mac entered his, but it was quite early as well with the irrigations, I believe. Iroquois was one when we reloaded, and it feels like that was more than 20 turns ago. And Byzantine Fire was the same time as Zulu, I now remember that. So yep, all Golden Ages have expired. So those stacks are not going to get a whole lot bigger than they are right now. Some catapulting going on there by Biz onto the war chariot. I wish he would... Oh, look at this! Pyrrhus! Very much not a Pyrrhic victory for Byzantine. Oh yeah. Good idea, I should save after something like that. That is massive, and I don't think the enemy saw that. So he's now getting an army. Maybe that can turn the tides. He's got a few horsemen too. A horseman army is what I love in MPT, because that's 3 moves, and people don't expect 3 move units to come through on them in MPT. 3 horsemen exactly is what he's got left up as well, so that's ideal. He can definitely load that one up with a horseman and try and surprise somebody. Yeah, 7 turns are left in this game anymore. I wonder who he's gonna go for with that army. He might even sneak it onto Egypt at this point, because a single army could probably take out Egypt if you hit the correct city. Much more difficult against Zulu. And Iroquois, they're having a tough time getting on towards Rome. Legions here are being used as sentries. Impossible to clear out, especially on mountains. Don't want to be attacking into that. Yes, his mounted warriors are healing back up out here, but doesn't look like he's committed to a certain direction there. Fails to take out that warrior. Should probably retreat with that mounted warrior if he doesn't want to have it taken out by that Roman guy here. Can't believe we saw that military grade leader. Maybe that is the saving grace that pushes us over that 1.5 kill mark in this game. I'm so excited to see where he's going to use it. I don't see his horses, so I assume he might be used. No, he's using it for a swordsman army. Okay. I mean, a swordsman army is super potent, but I just always like to use the utility aspect of the army more so than the brute force aspect. And obviously a 2-move swordsman is super star. Is super. Oh god, I'm half German again. The 2-move swordsman is super strong. However, it's just the Gallic, right? It's just like a Gallic with a lot of HP. Instead, you could have a 3-move unit that nobody in MPT has or expects to face. So that's why I love always going for the movement-oriented armies instead of the brute force ones. He's trying to use it to punch through that impy line. Not a bad call. He's already taken a lot of damage there, though, as you can see. That army's lost 4 HP points. Attacking into that impy is now apparently considering hitting again. And he's done it. Taking out another impy as the turn ends. His army moves have been refreshed. He's got 7 HP left on it. Mac has now been alerted to the fact that the Greeks just got a whole lot more potent than he had imagined. Some more war chariots coming over there to Rome. Why though? 6 turns left. I don't think Rome is about to die, so I wonder why those are going here. Not absolutely sure what the plan is. Galleys from Iroquois are starting to come over now. Maybe they can make something work. That's 8 units in there. With 8 units, you can take out a coastal city if there's only less than a handful of units in there. And it's starting to get difficult for Byzantine, or for Mac rather, to hold off Byzantine's assault here, apparently. He's gonna get that tile, and he's established a beachhead in Mac's land, it looks like. He's moving in with the hoplite with the swordsman too. Now, is Mac gonna go for the counter attack? I would very much like that. Yes, send a few impies in there, just so he can't move his entire stack forward. Good choice, I really like this. I really like it. It makes it so he can't move everything in. He's got to use defensive units there against you, and that increases the chance of your boat play in the north succeeding by a very large margin, I believe. So, yeah, Greece, very nice job getting access to Zululand, but at the same time, gotta be careful. Lots of archers in there, I like that. Makes it difficult for the Zulu to attack into that, which he probably just won't do at all. But with the mounted warriors coming over with the boats, it feels like Biz is gonna get ganged up on. That would mean Team Halu. If Byzantine dies, that's for sure last place for Team Halu in this game, and that would move Team Cheeze ahead of Team Halu in the overall tourney rankings. He's making walls in some cities now, which is a good choice, but the north is still not walled. He's keeping on moving forward there. Not sure I agree with the choice going south here. Maybe going west would have been the better choice, because he can't wall you off there if you go west. At least not as easy. Look at this. He's now completely walled in. An impy is going to walk onto this mountain, and then you're going to be trapped on this side of the river with no access to the Zulu heartland. I don't really like that choice. Lots of impies being moved over, yeah. Alright, Max making sure that this side is not going to get cleaned up. Should still cover that forest there, though. That's a big tile to hold on to. Across the river with the forest bonus would be big. And Rome coming in towards Mac. This is super exciting. We see Rome and Greece attacking Zulu, but we also see Zulu and Iroquois about to attack Greece in the north. I like what I'm seeing there. I feel like somebody surely has to go down in this one, no? Almost certainly somebody has to drop at some point here. Who's it gonna be? That's what I'm just wondering. I can't help but feel like Max got enough to hold on here, but I'm not so sure the same is true for Byzantine. Subradain calling the go button, although little does he know, Spirts went a whole long time ago and he doesn't have anything to help out with. Still not sure what this is. I don't think there was a reason to believe Rome would die. I like the play if Rome was in danger, but I don't think Rome is. That Roman stack isn't gonna make it in time, is it? Why is it on this tile? That must have been a mismove. He's saying, surely that was a mismove. Oh, come on. Oh, that's so sad. That's all your units. Anyways, let's see the Iroquois. We see them inching forward. I think they might wait another turn, though, before they unload the units, because they can't numpad unload them. They have to manually unload if they do it this turn, I believe. I think they started on this tile over here. Pressure is high, both on Mac and on Byzantine. Alright, the army here from Byzantine heals up a little bit. More units come over. But he still has access to the west here. I wonder why Mac's not just blocking this off now. This feels like the logical choice to leave some on this forest. More catapults come on moving in towards Bapedi. And it almost feels like at the end of this turn is when Iroquois are going to try to make their landing happen. Let's see if Byzantine happens to move a unit onto either of these two tiles this turn, which would then spot the galleys and probably make it so he won't be successfully boated. He's still looking for that kill on offense though, and at this point he kind of fully has committed onto Bapedi. He can't hit any other cities, but he also can't cut the road to the city. So he's really kind of forced to lean on the support from Rome that he doesn't even know is coming. But Rome also only can access this one city here, and the biggest part of their stack isn't even going to make it in time, sadly. So poor Subradain kind of misplayed his hand there. Unfortunate with the mismove and with the late upgrade call. Just not ideally coordinated with his teammate here. But at least they survived until the end, it looks like, at least. Although these Iroquois might still be able to pick somebody off. Neapolis, Thebes looking like attractive targets. Did he lose his roading workers there? Oh, did he? I didn't notice that. Now all eyes on this boating attempt, though. There we go. In moves Battleship. He's not unloading. Oh, he only got. I'm not sure he got all of them off. He got 4 of them off for sure. I'm not sure he got more of them off, but good news for him. No units able to reinforce. Oh boy, they both block the road after the reinforcers come in. But this is still a potential kill in Sparta. Oh, he's dropping low there with the hoplite too. I think it's it. Nicely done by Battleship. Poor Byzantine-Fire losing his teammate earlier there. He really tried hard, and with that army, maybe he could have made something happen. But Mac and Battleship for Team Cheeze with a good showing here. That's a second kill for Battleship. Finally, with the best Iroquois performance of this tournament, if I may say. Able to get the double kill. 2 opponents taken out. Team Halu finishing last place here with 1 point. That means Team Cheeze is taking the 2nd place overall in this tournament. Congrats to them. Nicely done for them. And now only them are left in the north. Maybe with those mounted warriors over here, he's on fire now. Maybe he can make something work there. Even a 1-for-1 trade would of course be worth it if you can kill one of Team Anti's members. At some points. Game ends pretty quickly. It does, Subrada, but that's my tournament style here. We want to have it be watchable for the viewers. You know, he's now realizing, but of course that is completely understandable. I said that many times already. You don't get the sense of how quick these games are over unless you're playing in them. It even happened to me when I first played one of these. Okay, looks like Battleship is looking to move in with his mounted warriors. He's got 3 turns left, so he can move next turn and the turn after. So he's only able to range Neapolis. That's the only city he can hit. And it is the weakest one so far. For some reason, Rome, no legions in there. He's got a legion in Cumae and in Antium, but none in Neapolis. That is quite surprising to me. And he's even about to plant another city here. Oh, that could end deadly. It looks like he's gonna get his road cut here and potentially killed at this city he's looking to plant there. Oh, how unfortunate. Nobody's gonna be able to attack Sparta anymore. It seems, well, this one war chariot is, but that isn't gonna move the needle. And no, not even that is gonna be able to hit there. So Team Cheeze certainly are fine. I don't think this is going to be enough by any means. So what it's all about is this mounted warrior stack by Battleship. 2 turns left in this one, boys. We're almost finished. We're heading into the last attack of the 843 MPT tournament, with Team Cheeze looking to secure a triple kill here, and just the grudge kill onto Team Antiquity, letting them know that they got away with the tournament victory this time around, but they're certainly not immune to getting killed. We'll see if Battleship's able to pull off that one, which would be, I believe, the first triple kill in the tournament, because I don't think Kismic got the triple yesterday. I think it was 2 kills for him and 2 for Anti. Battleship could set that record here, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. Alright. The calm before the storm, folks. Oh, good job! The Spirts War Chariot. Yes! It's useful! It's useful! Oh, my girlfriend's gonna kill me. I'm yelling while she's trying to sleep. Lol. He actually got use out of it. I can't believe it. The random ass 8 War Chariots ended up spotting the secret agent mounted warriors that were gonna kill him. I can't believe it. He actually ends up saving him, probably. Neapolis is still under threat though, and I'm not sure. The communication is quite on point for Subrada to notice that not only Pompey but also Neapolis is attackable. Let's see if Battleship still can find a way there. Alright. War Chariot gone. Threat completely removed in the north. Subrada still has his mini stack there. That's not gonna do a whole lot, but Battleship now gonna try to go in there. He's not gonna attack into those War Chariots, is he? I mean, he could, but there's absolutely no need to. You want to save your attack points for Rome, don't you? You can also move in with these mounted warriors from down here, but they're not going to be able to arrange any more cities, so that's irrelevant. Should have done that last turn to distract him. Could have been good. Oh, last turn, had he moved in with these mounted warriors from the west, probably some more legions would have gone over there. That could have been an optimization to this play. He's now going to move in onto this desert tile, though. Let's see him go for it. Hopefully he doesn't mess it up. No, there he goes. He's going to try to take this road, which would be an absolutely crucial one to hold for Subrada. Let's see if he can defend it. Looks like he's gotten a good roll here. Taking out one mounted warrior already. Oh, it's not looking good. Battleship apparently not able to dent this legion at all. Or is he getting attacked by the war chariots? He is! Spirts got the attack off. Okay. Nicely on Spirts. And it's gonna remain with we're gonna remain at 2 kills for this game. Still a good job Battleship, but nice job with the... We all doubted the Egyptian war chariot stack. Shouldn't have. He saved the day there. Wow. Good chance Rome dies there if this doesn't get spotted. I absolutely agree. And Rome not even hitting there, so yeah. Yeah, he's hitting now, but just doing it because why not, right? Lundi should be absolutely fine. The Incense colony, alright, he's getting the value. Oh, Battleship just leaving. I guess he doesn't need to see the final score. He's confident. Would prefer people all just end their turns instead of leaving, but, you know, it's fine. The clutch Egypt stack. There we go. GG's, guys. What a pleasure. 843 MPT tournament, 9 games, all within 1 week. Successfully concluded, no scheduling issues. Every team was able to field 2 players for every game. That's what I'm most happy about. Let's just do our due diligence here and do the math on the score. We've got the Iroquois and Zulu at 380. We've got Rome and Egypt at 299. And we've got the Celts and Greece at 261. So, for the final standings of our beautiful tournament, we've got... Hold on while I do the math. Drum rolls. I'm not sure that's a drum roll sound. That sounds more like a machine gun sound, doesn't it? Lol. And Team Cheeze with 2 kills and the scoring victory here, 7 points, a strong finish. So this is our final scoreboard. Congrats, everybody. That's what we were at. Team Antiquity winning the tournament, as we knew before this game. It's 43 points for them. Team Cheeze with 32. And then Halu on 27 points, finishing in last place. This time around was a great event for everybody, all things considered. The scheduling was always the biggest issue in previous tourneys, the delays and everything, the people not showing up. We had none of that this time around, so that makes this probably the smoothest and best tournament so far. Let me know every type of feedback you have on this one, whether you like the maps, the drafting, the teams, the civ choices, whether you liked the captain setup with the player draft and everything, whether you like the set dates on which we were playing that were announced before the tourney. I'm open for all feedback. I've got to take a massive shit now though, so excuse me while I head out. This is the end of our tournament. Thanks to everybody for participating, by the way. Thanks to the captains, Cheeze, Antiquity, and Halu. All of them is taking a lot of time for this event. doing a lot of strategizing. Love to see that. Thanks to all the players who played games or who just offered to play games and didn't actually get a chance to play. That would be all these guys: Kismake, Towels, that is Subradain-Spirts, Old Prospector, Life of Moor, Byzantine Fire, SDN, Readbob, Sardos, Rednar, Steel Token, Bonehead, Readbob-Maclunkey, Battleship, El Quixote, Sooty, and MJ. Thanks to all of you and to the viewers. Most of all, we had incredible attendance, incredible viewership peaks and averages this week. Most importantly, though, we had a lot of fun with these games, and we added just a little piece in the puzzle of CIV3 competitive history, and that's what I'm most happy about. Thanks for joining me. I'll announce new information about my next tournament soon. However, the next tournament that's coming up is being run by Suede. It's a modern Seaton tournament. I heard that there's still one spot available for it, so just inquire from him whether or not it's still possible to join that event. Send a direct message to him if you're interested in modern Seaton competitive play. That would be it for today. Nothing more needed to be said.